Chapter 5 Season 2 Battle Pass skins have all been revealed, including the identification of this mysterious titan guarding the Pandora's box. Everything is leading towards the battle between the Fire King and the Ice King. To understand this, we have to go all the way back to the start of Chapter 5. Please leave a like, subscribe, and use code SMJM. Valeria, the leader of the society, was looking for something big. Ever since the beginning of this chapter, we noticed that Valeria has been studying everything she can about the history of Fortnite. We see in her loading screen pictures of John Jones, the 0 Point, and we know that she's obsessed with the Imagine Order. And all of a sudden, if you went to her library, you would notice this book turn to this page where you can see an image of this box. Now, there was a rumor going on that this box contained a power that could make the society very strong. But then some people thought this was just a prop, and that was until the book disappeared, along with her chair and few of her stuff from the room. And then we saw all of those stuff near Ruin Reels, and the book was there as well. A page turned to the same picture of that box. This means that the Valeria is getting closer and closer to the box. And at this point, a bunch of leakers confirmed that this box wasn't just your ordinary box. This box was the Pandora's box. If you don't know what it is, it was a gift given by the gods to this person called Pandora. And the gods told her to keep this box safe because it contained evil creatures and monsters, and evil things would happen if you open this box. One thing the gods didn't tell her is that whoever opens this box will have the power to control these creatures, making them one of the most powerful human in the world. And ever since Valeria discovered that this box was on this map, when a huge earthquake revealed a part of this ginormous world hidden underneath the Chapter 5 map. And since then, the society has found various objects that's given them superpowers, like bunch of these medallions has given Montague the power of the diamond and Valeria power of the phoenix. Valeria has told the society if they find this Pandora's box, they will as a whole be the most powerful organization in the history of Fortnite. And now Valeria has found the location where this box is hidden, and she has used her superpower to pull this box from the ground. She did manage to get the box, but it turns out there was an arm attached to it, and this arm was of a titan. This really surprised her because the arm looked very familiar. Like I said before, Valeria has been studying about the history of Fortnite. She knows literally everything, including the prisoner. And if you look at both of these arms, they look very similar. And she knows that the prisoner has been missing ever since the Ice King defeated him all the way back in Chapter 1, Season 6. If you guys don't know, while Kevin the Cube was corrupting the Fortnite map, near the Flush factory, there was a storm heading towards the island. And as this storm got closer and closer to the island, we find out that this was not just a storm, this was an ice glacier heading towards the Fortnite island. And in Season 7, a huge portion of the map turned into this snowy area, and we find a huge castle on the mountain of Polar Peak. The Ice King was the king of that castle. We also find a mysterious prisoner inside of the dungeon of Polar Peak. And when Jonesy and bunch of Fortnite characters went inside the Polar Peak to talk to the Ice King, they see bunch of mysterious creatures frozen inside of the ice. And when Agent Jones questions the Ice King, he reveals all the secrets. He tells them about this ice moon just outside the Fortnite island. It is the same moon where the Seven have their base on. In fact, we were there during the collision event. The Ice King was on this moon because he was guarding a bunch of these monsters. He reveals that him and the prisoner used to go around different realities abilities, hunting monsters and dangerous people. And once defeated, they used to bring these monsters back to the ice moon and prison them by freezing them. But he wasn't working alone, he was working with the Fire King. He reveals that the Fire King slowly started to get corrupted because having all of these monsters under their control gives them a lot of power, and the Fire King starts to get greedy. He wanted to use the power of all of these monsters to control the whole of reality. But the Ice King saw right through him. All this power was making the Fire King evil. But the Ice King refuses to use these monsters, and that is when the Fire King attacks the Ice King, but gets defeated, and now he's a prisoner, and that is the man in the dungeon, the Fire King. And since the moon in Fortnite was extremely cold, it would be impossible for these creatures to escape. But the Ice King was wrong. One day he finds himself in the midst of this huge space storm, and before you know it, a huge part of the ice moon, including the castle he used to live in, breaks and ends up landing on the Fortnite island. The Ice King ends up on the Fortnite map. The prisoner escapes, and to capture the prisoner, whose weakness is ice, the Ice King freezes the entire Fortnite island during the event of Chapter 1, Season 7. And to stop himself from freezing, the Fire King summons a giant volcano. And in Season 8, the Fire King deliberately erupts the volcano using his powers, and he destroys a bunch of locations like Tilted Towers, Retail Row, and then he finally reveals a secret that was hidden inside the mountains of Polar Peak, the Catus monster. And this was because he wanted a revenge for what the Ice King did to him. And during one of the updates in Season 9, the Catus monsters disappears. Now we all know what happens after that. A huge live event, Catus versus Mech. The monster gets defeated and the Fire King's plan fails. After this, we didn't really know the whereabouts of the Fire King. There were rumors going on that the Ice King captured him and took him back to the Ice Moon. Now what if the Pandora's box was under Ice King's supervision, and as a punishment the Ice King made the Fire King guard this box? And another proof that further supports this theory is that upon a closer inspection, the box has these images, and these are images of characters that are most likely going to be in the Battle Pass next season, and one of those characters looks like the Ice King. It almost looks like the Ice King has been cursed, and this is an evil version of him. You can see a bunch of evil souls that is going to be released as well. What if next season we are going to see a battle between the two giants, the Fire King and the Ice King? Because before we've heard stories about this epic battle between these two, but we have never seen them. Imagine there is a live event next season, and just like the Monster vs. Mech, we are going to see a battle between the Ice King and the Fire King. Also on the box, we can see this person right here. Now this is in fact Zeus. Zeus is a god from Greek mythology. He has a power of lightning, and also it has been pretty much confirmed that he is going to be a boss on the map next season, and if you try to fight him, he will strike you with lightning bolt. And it looks like we are going to get this gladiator looking skin. Now I think this is going to be this skin right over here. It got leaked a few months ago. We know that Medusa is also going to be part of the Battle Pass as well. This image has been leaked, and most likely Midas as well is going to get a new variant and will be included in the Battle Pass. Because if you didn't know, Midas is in fact a part of the Greek mythology, and it looks like just like Midas, all of these skins are going to be a modern version of these Greek mythology characters. And here are all of the skins that we might see next season, either in the Battle Pass or we're gonna see them in the item shop. And now if you look at this poster right here, this is a poster you can find on the Chapter 5 map. You can see it says Odyssey 6. This probably means that there's going to be 6 bosses on the map. This is my theory. Let me know your theory in the comments down below. Please leave a like, subscribe, and use code SMJM.